Super, super inspiring. To introduce these two women today, I want to tell you that they represent an organization which is called the Baltimore Women's Giving Circle. And so we're really thrilled today. I have special guests, Susan Pearl and Martha Sukor. So if you could take a minute, one of you, and explain first and foremost exactly what this organization does, that would be wonderful.
Thanks. I'd be glad to. I think of us as a group of women helping women. We are a collective giving circle of about 450 women. And what we do, each member donates $1,150. And of that, the 1,000 goes right into what we call a grants pool, and $150 is held for administrative costs. So our goal is really to empower women in specifically the greater Baltimore area, their women and their families, and to hoping that they will achieve greater self-sufficiency. And we do this through our grant making. So we bundle this money to make this greater impact. And what we do is we have over 100 organizations that apply to us each year, different organizations that apply for grants through us. The largest grant we will give will be $25,000. And we thoroughly vet each organization that applies to us. We present it, we study them in groups. We look at them, and then at the end of this process, we present them to 450 people and put them up for a democratic vote. And we will give to how many we have funds for at that time. So we really work very closely with our grants recipients. We really feel like we become partners with them. We work really by committees. We do the work ourselves. And this is why there is no large salary going to an administrator. We're all volunteers here. So you really feel the impact of your money, and you know where it goes when you donate with us.
Easy, sorry.
Also, our circle provides continuous education programs so that we broaden our understanding of what are the key challenges that our grantees and the community is facing. So that was kind of a long explanation of what we do.
Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's exciting because you do have a democratic vote. So people not only know where the money is going, but they have a say in it through your vetting process. But can you take a second and share with it, how did this start? It's such a fantastic idea, a bunch of people coming together to really make an impact. How did this begin? How did you get so many members? Tell me about that, please.
Well, I would love to tell you about it, and apologies, I thought I had all of my devices turned off, but apparently I didn't. The Baltimore Women Giving Circle was founded over 20 years ago. And at that time, there was kind of a wave of women's giving circles being founded around America. And two women here in Baltimore decided to start one. You've just heard about the mission from Susan, and that is the mission that we've had all this time. We've never changed. We're so consistent. We might have changed some of the wording, but we really always have wanted to help women and their children in the Baltimore area achieve self-sufficiency. But there is an interesting fact about our origin, which is 20 years ago, just over 20 years ago when we were founded, a secondary aim was to get the Jewish and Christian communities working together in philanthropy in Baltimore. Now, of course, that's not an issue now. It's, it's ancient history, but back then it was something that they really wanted to push. So when these two wonderful women had the idea to found a giving circle here in Baltimore, they got some help from the Baltimore Community Foundation to get the idea off the ground. And the first year that the Giving Circle was in existence, there were 52 members who granted that first year $52,000 to 10 different nonprofits.
Wow.
Now, fast forward to now, this year, we've granted $500,000 to 23 different organizations. And through the existence of the circle, this statistic just amazes me. Through our existence, we have given money to 187 different nonprofits, many of them several times, for a total of $6,900,000.
Amazing.
So these two women who were so inspiring have just helped the circle grow exponentially. And by the way, they're both still members.
Oh, that's great.
Active,
Yeah,
active members.
absolutely.
I love this because not only is what you're doing remarkable, but it's a perfect example of a few women coming together and creating something absolutely magical. So I'd love to know a little bit about maybe some of the organizations that you support. Would you share a success story or two of some places that you've been able to make a big impact?
Well, we can, Leanne, but I have to tell you, we have granted to so many organizations, I have to say in 15 different categories of need, that it's hard to choose, but I'll make myself choose one. And Susan, I'm sure will make herself choose one too. The one that catches my imagination is called the Caroline Center. And it was founded over 25 years ago. And we've already funded it 7 times.
Yeah.
And it offers free training for certified nursing assistants and pharmacy techs.
Oh,
Now, one of the things that just tickled me when I found this out just a couple of months ago was that, in fact, when it first started its job development program, it was training women to be upholsterers. So it has changed as it sees where need is and where opportunities are, and it kept going during the pandemic. It had a distant outdoor graduation for its spring 2021 class just this year. So kudos to Caroline Center for continuing and evolving. So that's one of my favorites.
Awesome. That's great. What about you, Susan?
I'm thinking one of my favorites is, I do love the Caroline Center because they are a great organization.
Yes.
I think they've had 25 years in existence, but I'm just thinking of a newer organization that's maybe, it's called Black Women Build. Very innovative program. It's it's a small program. I think they might have 5 staff members, maybe an organization for just 4 years now, but it's such a different idea. And it's a real wealth building organization, which I really can appreciate. The director is, she has trade skills herself. She is a lawyer, but she's taken a group of women and she trains them in plumbing, electrical, and carpentry.
Wow.
They buy rather, I'm going to call them dilapidated row homes in the city, in the uptown neighborhood of West Baltimore. So they actually have bought these properties from the city. And truthfully, I feel like the city should have paid them to take these townhouses off their hands, because it's really not been a pretty sight. But these women actually learn these skills. They work on these houses themselves.
Wow.
And then afterwards, they move into these houses and they're really quite lovely. So what they've taken is this rather dilapidated neighborhood or row, a block on a street, and they're all taken this neighborhood and turned it into a real gem of a neighborhood. And it's by providing these women with these skills, they can also go on, they can repair their own homes, and they can also get jobs elsewhere in these fields because they become quite skilled. And the value of owning their own home is invaluable as far as what they can go on to accomplish. So that's just one of my favorite newer ones. This past year were our first time grantee of the
wonderful.
That's
circles,
true.
and they've made quite an impression.
Well, it's amazing because they're really having a triple impact. The women are getting skills, the women are getting homes, which is phenomenal, and they're improving the community at the same time. I think you're right. I think they should get paid for that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we're
You know-
campaigning for that.
Well, and Leanne, it was so hard to choose among
can
our
imagine.
grantees because we have you've heard about job development and you've heard about skill development, but we also fund organizations that help with education, after school mentoring. Oh my God, I don't know, health, financial literacy, legal skill. I mean, we have 15 different categories. And so
15 categories. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you gave us a very difficult task to ask us, to each think of one, it was really hard.
So if you don't mind, tell me a couple of the categories. That's a lot of categories.
I can tell you all 15 right now.
Okay.
Good, Martha.
Advocacy, case management referral, domestic violence, drug, alcohol, or mental health treatment, emergency grants, financial literacy, food and hunger services, health services, housing, legal services, life skills, literacy and education, mentoring, parenting skills, and services to seniors.
Yeah, another big category.
Another big category.
That's got to be a big category. Yes,
it is. It is.
So this is so exciting. So you're building. You've gone from what 52 members to 50 members to, was it 500 members now?
140.
540. What's the vision? Where do you want to be in 5 to 10 years? And what would you love to accomplish?
Oh boy. Well, you keep throwing difficult questions to us, Leanne. I would say that we have two main areas where we're really concentrating on a long-term vision. Obviously, we want to get more money than we've ever had before to give to more worthy causes. So we'll just leave that aside. But one of our really big issues is membership. We are not alone in the many, many volunteer organizations across this country that are getting more and more gray hair and want to try to attract younger members. And so right now, our you've asked this, it is such an opportune time. Yes. Right now, our membership committee is right in the middle of an investigation looking at many other women's giving circles across America to find out how they have dealt with this. What have they done to attract, number one, new members in general, and number two, younger members? Do you need different tiers of membership? Do you need different hours that you meet? Do you need different times that you pay? Can you pay your membership over time? There are a variety of ideas. They're all on the table, and it's right now that we're really trying to come to grips with this.
Oh, perfect. Now, can someone join any time of year, or are there certain times you take on new members because you're balancing the voting? How does that piece come together so you're not going crazy trying to do too many things at once?
That is an excellent question. We take members very happily any time of year. Now, but Leanne has brought up a very important point, which there is a point at which we need to know how much money we have in the grants pool, right? You can't join the day after we know how much money we have in the grants pool and have it go into that grant period. So what we do in that case is if you join in that short period of time during the year when your grant money would not go into that fiscal year, you're just bumped into the next year, and your money is used very, very well, no matter what time of year you join.
Fantastic. And there's so much transparency on how it's used too. So that's
absolutely.
That's so exciting. I was just on a Zoom a week ago, and I was talking with some people about charities, and, you know, a lot of us use that navigator site to go and find out, because most of the time you're flying blind. And I love that, not only knowing it, but participating it. So you want new members, that's definitely a good thing. And you're looking to maybe get some younger members, a little more diversity in the age group. And then do you also just take donations? Let's say someone's like, oh, I don't have, you know, the time or enough to join, but I want to do something. I mean, can someone just say, I want to donate $50, or what? Well, how are your rules on that part of it?
Well,
We'll be
Susan,
glad to take donations at any time. You can easily do it through our website, which we will put up, you know, in the chat at any time. People, I would just say we had a member that is moving, and she's been an integral part of the circle. We've just received a lot of donations in the honor of her birthdays or a good occasion, that we receive a lot of donations, and sometimes out of the blue, you know, people hear about us. And though we do work by committees and your money goes into that, you don't have to work on one of our committees. You can just join the organization and your money still will be used wisely. But it's pretty much a simple click on our website.
So they can donate, or they can join, or either way.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are many ways to make a contribution.
Well, I think that Leanne just brought up a really important thing, and Susan glanced on it, but I want to kind of say it, you know, straight out. There are so many different ways to participate in the Baltimore Women's Giving Circle. And there are a lot of women who don't have the time to be on a committee.
Yes.
I know that one committee takes a lot of time for just a few months. I know another committee takes a lot less time, but it's spread out.
Oh, okay.
I know some people don't have time to be on a committee at all. That we welcome all kinds of participation.
Fantastic. And I should ask this question because it's the end of the year and I'm hoping to get you a little extra support. Is it a tax deductible membership, or a tax deductible donation, or both?
The administrative fee is not tax deductible, and that's $150. The $1,000 that is going right out this year is definitely tax deductible.
Fantastic. And if someone can't join and they just want to, you know, donate $50 or $100, they can do that as well.
They're welcome to, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
This is great because it's a sisterhood of, you know, of giving. It's just remarkable. I love this. I want to join. I want to join. So the other thing I'd love to ask you though is, this is such a fantastic idea. I was so excited when I learned about your organization, but we do have viewers that don't live in the Maryland area. I mean, we all happen to be here, but let's say someone is in the Midwest, or someone is down south, or wherever they are. Is there a way that they can participate? Are there organizations like this around the country? What would you tell someone who's watching, who's inspired, but not local?
Susan, do you want to take it, or do you want me to?
Well, we have there are really two organizations that I would speak to nationally. We have a group called Philanos. We can also give you the contact for that, but they really, it's a collection of giving circles around the United States, and there's some even in foreign countries too that have the same idea. So if you move, you can simply look for a giving circle in your area, or if you're located somewhere else, absolutely. There's many. I'm afraid I don't know how many there are, but there are quite a few. And there's also a group within Maryland called the Martha?
Maryland Philanthropy Network.
That also is a collection of giving organizations, of nonprofits. That is a good collective group for information about those type of things.
Well, I'd love to post that, and I'd love to post the national organizations too. So, you know, if we've got somebody who's watching it and they live in Ohio, let's say, they're like, I want to do something like that, because it's so exciting. Also, you know, people come into this community where we're doing this interview often because they want to be around other positive, powerful women. So you're providing that on top of the charity piece.
Yeah.
There's
Um,
definitely a social component too that people do appreciate when you talk about other powerful women or like-minded, maybe. I don't know if that would be exact term I'm thinking of, but you know, it's wanting women to make women that want to make an impact and that they want to
Yes,
give.
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. Leanne, there is one other thing that you haven't asked about, but I hope we can talk a little bit
Please,
about.
absolutely, yes.
We have a big membership initiative investigation going on. And there's another aspect, another really important thing in the circle that's going on that will affect membership. And Susan, do you want to talk about it?
I think you're referring to, we have, as many organizations right now are going through some racial reckoning
Mm,
time. And we formulated a committee, and it's entitled READY, Racial Equity, Diversion, and Inclusion. And they're examining ways for us to be the best grant makers that we can.
Oh, that's great.
So that all of our practices are fair and equal and applied to the greater community, I think.
Perfect.
So it's an initiative we have really undertaken very seriously this year, and everybody seems to want to do something in that area.
Excellent. So we're going to do a few things. I would love for you to, obviously, can you give out your website name? That would be very important to get started.
You will find us at the bwgc.org. And there you will find so much information. You will find out, you can join, you can donate, you can find out about our grantees and read incredibly inspiring stories. It's a wealth of information. And not only that, it has links for you to use if you want to dig deeper. For example, you might want to talk to the head of the grants committee. You can email them, co-chairs. It's a wealth of information about our organization.
And I assume if we have somebody who's running a nonprofit that's watching this, if they happen to be local, they can go through the site to apply. Is that a safe assumption?
Absolutely. It's fairly simple process, but there's absolutely another button you can push to find an application form. Though if you have specific questions, we can walk people through it. But absolutely, it's all on the same website.
So we've got an application, a donate, and a join. We've got all of the above.
All sorts of information.
We do. And I do want to add one thing, though, about the application. The application period just opened, and it closes on December 15th at midnight. And they really push that button on December 15th at midnight. So you got to be careful about that deadline.
Okay, so they've got a little over 30 days if they want to apply. And you did say, though, you'll take memberships or at any point in time.
Throughout the year. Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. Wonderful. Well, I love this. Is there anything else you would like to add before we wrap up today?
Well, let me look and see if I have any notes of anything else. I think that we've covered what Susan and I really wanted to get in front of your wonderful audience
Today.
Oh, I'm so excited. I will be pushing the join button. So I would love to do this.
Thank you.
I love everything about what your organization stands for. It's so exciting. So we'll spread the word. And if what we'll do is some people will be seeing this live in our Facebook group and some people will see it on the YouTube channel. So we're going to post your organization website. And if you wouldn't mind, we'll also post that national organization where people who are spread out can also check out some resources where they are as well.
Absolutely.
We thank you for having us today.
Oh,
Leanne.
Such a pleasure. Thank you for what
Our
you're
pleasure to
doing.
talk about this circle.
Definitely my pleasure. I am thrilled.
We loved it.
Okay,
Thank you,
if you're
Leanne.
watching this, let's support this awesome organization. It's kind of like a SLAE with money going out. It's so I love this. I'm so excited. If you're watching this, look, one of the things I'm excited to join. I'm grateful, that I could do something like that. But if you're in a position where you don't have a lot of money, one thing I always say is that if you're inspired, do something, and I hope you don't, ladies don't mind me saying this, but if you're excited, you're like, oh, well, maybe that's not in your financial, window right now, but, skip a drive-through. If enough women throw in $5, $10, $50, like something happens. Look what they did. They went from 2 to over 500. It's amazing. So let's see if we can get that 6.9 million to 7. That would be exciting.
Wouldn't that be nice? Thanks so much,
Absolutely.
Leanne.
Well, thank
Okay.
you both for being here. Appreciate it. And we'll see everybody next Tuesday. Have a fantastic day. Take care.
Great. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.